Our sun just moved into constellation Leo today in the real sky. For those of you who may not know, I am using True Sidereal Zodiac, and it's the midpoint method, not the IAU. So I'm using astronomically correct placements. This is not traditional Vedic astrology, although I've been trained in traditional Vedic astrology, and this is also not tropical Western astrology. Any good science teacher will tell you that what they are teaching you today is going to evolve and be different than what the same studies will be teaching in 10 years from now. That's because science is always changing as we learn more. So for 2,000 years or 2,000 years ago, Western astrology was accurate and valid. And today we're seeing that neither traditional Vedic nor tropical Western are totally accurate. They begin to get around the neighborhood with Vedic astrology. But due to the varying degrees of each zodiacal constellation and them not all being an equal 30 degrees, it's not totally accurate, although it is very close. So, in the real sky, our sun just moved into Leo, and it is still in Ashlesha Nakshatra. And this is due to the unique measurements of each zodiacal constellation. Ashlesha is actually in the beginning degrees of Leo. So we have just left Cancer season, although sun is still traversing through Ashlesha, which is a very deep feeling segment of the sky, very psychically perceptive, and capable of profound depths and awarenesses. So we're still very much so in our feelings, and we're feeling everything very deeply. We may have had some codependent tendencies show up for us. Ashlesha is known as the clinging star, the entangler, the one who likes to get very close and sometimes unhealthily close to codependent. So that could have been coming up for us. Ashlesha is also the sign of enlightenment. Many people with strong Ashlesha placements have become enlightened. This can be due to many different things, but it's usually because of their ritualistic nature, constantly in ceremony and in ritual, and going very deeply in those inner mental realms, as Ashlesha is a Mercury-ruled sign, Mercury-ruled nakshatra. So there is a lot of potential while sun is traversing through Ashlesha for enlightenment, especially this month or this Luna cycle, because our new moon on August 4th, which kicked off our Luna cycle, was in Ashlesha, in the Cancer segment of Ashlesha. And that was also the day that Mercury stationed retrograde in Leo. So Mercury stationing retrograde on the day of the new moon signifies that this Luna cycle is a month of retrospection, a time to actually visit the past, look at the past, and try to learn from the past, try to learn from ourselves, try to learn from our past selves, and collect data about how we are, how we operate. This is a time of enlightenment, a time that we can see ourselves, and become enlightened to our habits, our behaviors, our thoughts, and our deeper feelings, our deeply felt emotions that are usually very tucked underground. So this is an incredibly powerful month. Ashlesha is an incredibly powerful segment of the sky. And with that new Luna being in Ashlesha, this is really setting the tone for great transformation to occur in this Luna cycle, especially considering the many intense aspects that we have this month. August is going to catapult us into alignment with our goals, and it's probably not going to be very easy for many of us unless we get very good at a couple things. It would be relaxing during stressful moments, during tense initiations, having a very deep and unshakable trust in ourselves, in what we are capable of, and a clear connection to our personal convictions, our why, of what it is we are trying to become, accomplish, create. So, we are really being asked in this month of August and onwards, due to this Saturn and Mars square and Saturn being retrograde, to really commit in a few different areas of our lives. This is always going to be unique for everyone, depending on what their ascendant sign is, what house their ascendant sign is in. And if you want to know more about how this is affecting you personally, you can always reach out to me and book a session with me. But in general, and generally speaking, this is a time of taking notes through retrospection. We're not going to take action just yet because Mercury is retrograde. We are taking notes. We are observing. Okay. We are recommitting ourselves. This is that Saturn retrograde and that Saturn square Mars. Recommitting ourselves to our goals in a more exquisite and in a finer way, more of the mundane ways. Yes, we might, be committed to the grand vision, but are we committed to the work behind the scenes? If we are not committed to the work behind the scenes, then we cannot have the grand vision. We may as well come up with a new vision that is less grand. And so this is what Saturn in Aquarius in Purva Bhadrapada square Mars in Taurus the bull, Rohini Nakshatra, is asking of us. And Saturn's also retrograde. So this energy is the energy that turns coal into diamonds. This is truly a strong aspect that can be very unnerving, very unsettling, can feel very uncertain, and like the ground is shaking beneath us. And that is because we are being asked to find our ground and to lay our foundational work and to relay it and to, re-smooth it, to rethink it, to recommit to it, to make sure that this is what we actually want. And then the results can be superb. They truly can be just out of this world. Fantastic. But of course it takes the hard work. It takes that squeezing to get that precious diamond. It takes all that tension and all that pressure. So we're finding ourselves not only feeling very deeply, and we're about to come out of our shell into Leo season, but we're kind of collectively finding ourselves, you know, under quite a bit of pressure. And there could be, you know, fear and anxiety looming. And this is about to morph into refined action here come the end of August. Once Mercury stations direct again, you know, we're still going to have 2 weeks left of Leo season, and then it will be in Uttara Phalguni, which is that amazing Leo energy. That's that business owner mentality, that very refined lion, leader, CEO, sovereign, owner of the pride, owner of the life, who knows what to do, who takes right action, who is in right relation with all others, and who does what needs to be done, who knows what needs to be done, and who does it. So this is all leading up to a very glorious alignment for all of us. And it's really about us, again, surrendering and really becoming comfortable under pressure, becoming comfortable with the intensity, doing the mundane work, doing the work behind the scenes to refine, not just living in the fantasy of the future, but knowing that manifestation is two pieces. It's not just visioning a high, it's also making the correct choices that bring about that fantastic vision. And so here we are doing the work and really taking the notes to, in a few weeks, do take the action. But here we're more in that retrospective place for this Luna cycle. Also, you know, with Saturn being retrograde until November, getting used to the idea of delayed gratification, getting real comfortable with that part, and understanding that there's going to be a certain amount of resistance and a certain amount of friction. You know, when we think about an airplane taking off on the runway, there is a great deal, it's fighting gravity. There is a great deal of resistance before that jet truly can take off. So we are in that stage. We're on the tarmac, our engines want to go, and we're starting to go, but there is quite a bit of resistance. We will break through and we will soar for sure, but it's going to be delayed. One of the beautiful pluses right now is, you know, Venus is exactly conjunct Mercury right now in Leo and in Magha Nakshatra. This is a very regal, very noble placement of Leo. So this is quite beautiful. We are able to, you know, seamlessly express ourselves. Mercury is retrograde, but we're still able to, with Venus there, it's still beautiful. We're able to, you know, truly be expressive. We could be dancing, writing, singing, making poetry, talking to a loved one, sharing our emotions from Cancer season, sharing how we felt with people whom we love and who we cherish and hold close, people who deserve to know how we feel. we're also able to, this is the month of taking notes. So we are able to take a lot of brilliant notes right now with this exact conjunction. So, I just want to really sum up that perseverance is really the name of the game right now. And how can we relax while we're persevering? I think it's through trust in ourselves, through remembering what our why is, what our conviction is, and showing Saturn that we do commit. When we persevere, we are demonstrating our commitment. So many of us are being asked, how committed are we really? How committed are we to this career, to this job, to this marriage, to this creative endeavor? And there will be times where we might not think that we can continue on, but we'll have to check in with ourselves. Is this really what we want? And if that answer is still yes, okay, then we're going to have to find a way to persevere. And then Saturn is going to truly reward that. So it's all about persevering and communicating and expressing ourselves and taking notes and learning from ourselves,